UW360 is proudly supported by BECU, a not-for-profit member-owned credit union. Pacific Office Automation, copy, print, workflow, and IT. Problem solved.
Hi everyone, I'm Carolyn Douglas. Welcome to UW360. In this episode, the spotlight's on the students, their dreams, their plans, and how they affect their world beyond campus. We're going to follow two remarkable young women who show us how helping others can sometimes offer the greatest lesson of all. We'll show you why it can really pay to spend your summer vacation in math class. We'll meet a future superstar who's making a name for himself both on the football field and in the classroom as a pre-med scholar. And we'll take a look at student life 50 years ago. First, though, dim the lights and grab the popcorn. We're heading behind the scenes for a look at 21 and Over, a film shot on the University of Washington campus.
Late summer 2011. The University of Washington campus is quiet, populated by serious students who actually like to spend their break studying.
See, Mark? Action!
And, oh yeah, a full-on Hollywood film crew making a movie about a very different view of student life.
It's about three friends getting together for a 21st birthday, and the night sort of goes off the rails.
Scott Moore and John Lucas are best known as the writers of the comedy blockbusters The Hangover and The Hangover Part 2. But they made their directorial debut this summer with the newest film, 21 and Over.
It's been great. You know, being a writer, we spent most of our time saying yes to people. People tell you what to do, write it this way, change that note, this character stinks, you know, make them whatever. And as a director, you get to tell people what to do. And I think we like telling people what to do.
They also found the UW campus to be the perfect location for their film. Set in the fictional college, Northern Pacific University, the movie's three main characters attend class, party, and get into trouble at locations all over campus.
We wanted the movie to have a big, epic feel, like it was at a large state school and that it was gorgeous. And when you go see the movie, it should be like you're going to the college that everybody wants to go to. And when we scouted a lot of schools, and when we got here, it was just so beautiful that it just seemed like the ultimate college.
And it's a real testament to how beautiful UW was, and I'm not just saying this because it's UW TV and I'm supposed to be really nice to you guys. We do genuinely love it here.
And they're not the first filmmakers to feel this way. Notable films such as Singles, Prefontaine, and 10 Things I Hate About You, just to name a few, all had scenes shot on the UW campus. Big budget productions like these make good business sense for the university and for the state.
A project like that has distribution from a well-known distribution company, that movie's going to be seen all over the world. And at the end, there's going to be a big Washington Filmworks logo at the end that says filmed in the state of Washington. I mean, I think it does two things. It entertains people and it shows off what we have, up to and including, obviously, the University of Washington.
Amy says the business side of filmmaking has changed over the past decade or so. It's less about finding the ideal location and more about the bottom line.
The UW is great to shoot in, but honestly, a lot of it is about the incentives.
You don't have to always beat the other states, but you need to have something.
I can give it to you like here, you know?
Since 2007, Washington's Production Incentive Program has offered production companies 30% back on qualified in-state spending. Washington Filmworks is hopeful this will be renewed in the 2012 legislative session.
You know, we want to keep the film industry working, we want to bring visibility to the state of Washington, and we've built a great reputation, and we'd like to continue to build on that.
Back on campus, 21 and Over is giving a financial boost to a number of small business suppliers, including food service.
We don't need lunch, it's going to be dinner pretty soon.
Yeah, lunch.
They're feeding 300 people. On any given day on, the set of 21 and Over, you're feeding 300 people, whether it's cast, whether it's crew, whether it's producers. It's a lot of people. That's a lot of employment, and that's good.
And then we'll call action again, and they're going to go the reverse pathway.
And University of Washington students got a share of the action too. Hundreds of them were hired as extras to play college students. Not a starring role, but their proud parents might actually spot them in some of the crowd scenes.
And background. Action.
In the end, post-production will turn all this filming into movie magic.
It's funny, we work really hard to get these beautiful shots, and then we go into post-production, the guy's like, oh yeah, you want a sunset? Boop! And you're like, oh, we fought really hard to get that shot, and now you just pressed a button and made it prettier. So it's great. The digital technology is awesome, because if you have two hacky directors like ourselves, it's really nice to have a computer that can fix all the mistakes we're making.
Yeah, I hope it has a funny button
Yes.
also.
Funny, yeah.
Funnier.
Yes.
Press that one.
For more information on 21 and over and on any other stories in this program, just go to our website at uwtv.org/uw360. And stay tuned, because when we come back, we'll meet another star in the making, football player, future doctor, and UW scholar Greg Walker. Welcome back to UW360. When we look back on our college years, football stands out for many of us. We went to the games, the tailgate parties, the victory celebrations, and often still do as grown-ups. And we can thank some very dedicated young athletes for all that great entertainment. For them, it's a lot of hard work. The University of Washington is committed to the belief that those athletes are students first. So those players have to hit the books every bit as hard as the gridiron. Greg Walker epitomizes that commitment.
To be played well, college football demands an enormous commitment of time and energy from athletes.
People up on the upper part of campus would be overwhelmed if they had to see our playbooks. And if they had to come out here and learn the plays and every night learn 10 new plays during camp, I think people would really be shocked at how smart you have to be to play football.
To get into medical school demands high academic achievement from students.
I have 25 hours of studying to do before this biochem test on Monday.
University of Washington senior Greg Walker succeeds at both those challenges.
I've always been playing sports and I've always been playing school, and to balance the two, you got to work hard, and that's just what I've been doing since I was young.
Greg's inspiration and his role model is his father.
My dad is also a doctor. Ever since I was young, I've watched him do what he does, and I fell in love with it.
Greg also loves sports, and being an athlete is an important part of his life. But he keeps his eye on a future beyond college and football.
I always looked to my father. He's kept my head straight. When I felt overwhelmed, he was always there. He told me if it was easy, anybody could do it. I wish you could hear him talk about it. He's been drilling in my head since I was a little kid playing baseball and football in the park that, the NFL and Major League Baseball is temporary. Your mind, you'll have that forever, and that take you really where you need to go.
As a football player without professional athletic goals, Greg had nicknames like Dr. Walker or Schoolbook Greg. As a pre-med student, he defies the stereotype that athletes aren't serious about academics.
I'm probably one of the few student athletes and probably one of the few black students in my classes as well, and I love it. I embrace it. I get a lot of strange stares sometimes because I'll come in the classroom and I'll have my Husky football sweatshirt on, and I might have my iPod in until class starts, and I get all these strange looks, and then I just start asking questions and answering questions, and I think they kind of get surprised, like, who is this guy?
Closing in on graduation, Greg almost makes it look easy. It wasn't.
Came in thinking everything was just going to be the way I thought it was going to be. It was going to be golden. I was going to do well in school, and I was going to play immediately, and we were going to win, and it didn't happen like that.
Freshman year was a challenge, so he didn't get to play football until he was a sophomore. At times, he had trouble finding a balance between classes and sports, but Greg chose to keep going and to excel at both.
When things are really hard, I think people show their true character. You either fold or you rise up off the mat, and I think I rose up off the mat.
Greg will graduate in June. Among other successes, he's been on the Dean's List twice, the Pac-12 All-Academic First Team, was MVP on special teams 2 years in a row, and has been captain 3 times this year. He spent time shadowing the UW's Dean of Medicine, and now he's working on applications for medical schools.
It means a lot. I know people always say it means a lot, but it really does, because I feel like I put my heart and soul into the things that I do, and just to receive some honors and accolades, I want to stay humble, but it's like thank you, yes. It shows me that not all my hard work that I'm doing is in vain, that people see and recognize what I'm doing, and I'm thankful and grateful for that.
As Greg said, freshman year was quite a challenge, and that's true for a lot of students who aren't quite sure what to expect their first year. But the UW's College of Engineering can help. It offers a free summer program called Mathematics Academy. At Math Academy, high school students not only develop the skills they'll need for college-level math and engineering classes, but mom and dad will like this. They also learn about future jobs in those fields.
We just plug 250 into the PgCO2 to find the solubility of limestone then.
If we use this charge balance equation, we're going to come up with a pH that's very close to the ocean.
The Math Academy was the brainchild of our former assistant dean, Dr. Thomas Calhoun, and he had this idea of a residential program to take the students who were really strong students who were very interested in engineering, bringing in these students and running the camp to help them brush up on their math and expose them to college life, expose them to the kinds of rigorous work that they need to do in a university in order to succeed in an engineering program.
I've worked hard, but now that I'm here, I'm like, yeah, there's a big gap between high school and college math. And so the Math Academy kind of like lets you know early and like gives you tips. So it prepares you, and it's like, you know, always pushing you to do more work and striving to be better.
I definitely think it was a resume builder. This is my second year getting the ALVA internship at Boeing.
Well, we were trying to find positives.
You're absolutely right. For the positive, you found the right thing.
They spend about 6 hours a day in math, either in lectures or in group study sessions where they're working through many math problems.
Now I look at problems differently. It's not just about getting the right answer, it's about how to get to the right answer. And that's what math and science is about. You know, it's not just, oh yeah, here's your answer. You have to prove why you got an answer and why it would work again.
So when we figure out a formula for the pH of the ocean, which variables should we have it be a function of?
It will be a function of the partial pressure of the CO2.
Math Academy influenced what I'm doing now by giving me more of a reassurance for what I already knew I wanted to do.
I'm thinking chemical, just because I really like the chemical presentation, and that's what I'm doing right now. But it could change. But it's definitely going to be music and engineering related.
They're very strong students. The average high school GPA is, you know, nearly a 3.9. It's really a special kind of student who is willing to spend a month of their last summer doing math.
It was a really good decision on my part. Like, I would have liked to stay at home and sleep, but looking back on it, it was much more productive and much more fun.
And so when the students go back, they are actually ambassadors of mathematical problem solving. And we've had some students from previous years actually go back and form math clubs and set up free tutoring and continue the process of teaching mathematics.
Math Academy will produce really good math and science students now, and we're going to take advantage of it, and we're going to become engineers and make a difference, I think.
Students attend Math Academy in the summer before their senior year in high school, and they apply for the class between January and mid-March of their junior year. For more information, you'll find a link on our website, uwtv.org/uw360. Stay tuned when we come back, a look back at campus life almost 50 years ago. Welcome back, everyone. As every good Husky knows by now, the University of Washington is celebrating its 150th anniversary this year, and film archivists at the UW Library's Special Collections have been sharing some historic footage with us. Today we're going back to 1963 to check out a new addition to Suzzallo Library.
One of the early comprehensive plans for campus development proposed that the university should be built around its proper center, a collection of books. A step toward that goal was taken in 1927, when the first unit of the Suzzallo Library was completed to house these books. In the fall of 1963, a new addition, the first major expansion in 25 years, was dedicated to meet the needs of a growing university. One of the outstanding features of the new addition is the attention to the needs of undergraduate students, including a special undergraduate library occupying the entire plaza level. On this floor, a special collection of more than 60,000 books serves the specific needs of undergraduates like Sally O'Shea, a student at the University of Washington. Sally finds the collection furnishes the material she needs for assigned and collateral reading, and a wide selection of books for general reading. Since the new edition opened, she finds that she spends more time working in the library. It makes work easier when the material is readily available for browsing, and when there is a reading table handy. The main catalog lists the holdings of the campus library system, more than 1.25 million volumes. The location file, arranged by call numbers, shows the location of copies of books in branch libraries and those special main library collections. Staff members to assist students are available in all areas. The main collection, housed on the mezzanine, the second and third floors, is in open stacks, accessible to all users. Open stacks encourage students to refer to several sources and find those that best fit their needs. Other library resources are housed in separate areas. The periodical room, with a broad collection of bound and unbound general periodicals. The science and technology collection gathered in the science reading room. The library's fine collection of rare books. The manuscript collection, non-printed research material. The microfilm and other microform materials are in the microcopy center. Instruments for reading are available in individual booths. The newspaper collection contains bound and unbound newspaper files from the region, the nation, and the world. Students appreciate the convenience of new and expanded services available to them. Public typing areas have been provided on 3 floors for quick transcribing of notes. The emphasis throughout the library has been to make books readily accessible to students in informal surroundings conducive to reading and studying. The new edition has made the Suzzallo Library truly the center of campus academic activity. And the dramatic increase in library use testifies that students do find it a fine place to pursue their search for knowledge.
Stay with us. We'll be right back with a story about 2 very impressive students who are using their college experience as a way to help others. Welcome back, everyone. Today we're at Mary Gates Hall, a crossroads and commons for UW undergrads. Besides classrooms, students here find services and opportunities to enhance their education. It's also the home of the Carlson Leadership and Public Service Center, where students learn to apply critical thinking skills to today's issues and to utilize the power of community partnerships.
Ernest Sirik and Caitlin Hall are bridging 2 worlds,
I've given lectures too. I'd like to case
encountering people and ideas outside their normal day-to-day life.
6 from the top shelf if you need that.
The lessons they're learning are real and profound.
Because it's a great opportunity to learn about yourself and build your own identity and learn about other people.
And it also takes you out of your kind of little mini academic world that you get stuck in. And reminds you that there's a real world out there that's 2 blocks away.
Erna and Caitlin are among thousands of University of Washington students who incorporate service learning into their studies.
Stay in school, finish, get your degree.
The program is the brainchild of the UW's Carlson Leadership and Public Service Center.
Service learning is service that is integrated into academic coursework that allows students to have real-world, real-life experiences where they're not only learning about their coursework, but they're meeting a real community-identified need.
The University District Food Bank has been a community resource for some 30 years. They provide groceries to around 1,100 households a week, distributing 45,000 pounds of food in a small 800-square-foot distribution space.
The first day I came, I was absolutely lost. It's a really crazy environment, kind of really chaotic. And then the other day, we had 2 new volunteers, and I was the one showing them around, and kind of made me realize I've become involved in how much this place does depend on the volunteers that work here.
And I think as we look at the relationship we have with the University of Washington and the students from the Carlson Center, trying to find those opportunities for students to get excited about and contribute to their community and help shape it is really important to us.
The Pike Market Senior Center has partnered with the Carlson Center for 20 years. Located in the heart of Seattle's Pike Place Market, the center provides a warm, safe gathering place for low-income and homeless seniors. Zoe Freeman, who coordinates activities here, believes that the best way for service learning students to participate is to serve as listeners.
I've always been able to find work.
To let the seniors have a voice.
When the students come in here with their energy and their vitality and their eagerness to learn from the members, we find that there's a very positive influence on the community.
And a lot of people who are trying to...
I feel grateful that they can trust me and tell me their whole life. You know, I came from Bosnia and I came here in 1998 after a war struck over there, and I came here, so I feel their pain.
The service learning students come from a variety of courses. Caitlin will incorporate her experience into a paper for an English course. Erna is studying issues of gender and race.
And allows students the opportunity to really think through the connections between what they're learning in the classroom and what's really happening in the real world.
I would like to one day open my own healthcare facility and work with elderly and listen to them what they need right now, because we are all going to get old one day, and you know, we will need help one day.
It's like they've crossed a bridge coming here, and they bring a lot of fresh ideas and new concepts with them. And they might ask us real critical questions. They might say, why do you do this the way you do? Why do you have these policies? What are your challenges?
This is the produce, so it's posted up there, however many.
So we think that there's a great benefit.
There, they can check you out.
Thank you. Have a great day.
The 2011 to 2012 academic year marks the Carlson Center's 20th anniversary. They're proud to announce that they've engaged 20,000 service learners in those 2 decades. To learn more, you'll find a link on our website, uwtv.org/UW360. Stay with us. UW360 will be right back. That's it for this edition of UW360. You can catch this episode again on our website, uwtv.org/UW360, where you'll also find links to more information on everything we've covered today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time with all news stories from the University of Washington.